Test, test, test. Got the microphone on. Your wife's not on this floor. How did you get that? You're kidding. Well, I changed prompted. You said what? The properties? And so you actually sent me Yeti there. Okay. But more magic. How do I get that down south? It should be pretty similar. I can go over there. They're like there. So that thing has a microphone inside. Okay.
When your goat is washed, says Maxwell Itman number 756. Why are you turning it down? We can hear you really bad.
Yeah, we're fixing that. Here, try it. Is it any better?
Yes. Please let us know if you can hear us a little bit better. Jimmy from Bitola. Being told Jimmy from Bitola. Bernardan. As for Maxo, whatever that guy's name is, I have no idea what that is. A bit better. Okay, good. 7-1. My goodness gracious. This is the absolute best way Ohio State could have expected to start this game. And I totally did not forget to start the timer after that timeout. We'll get an adequate time the next timeout. West Point Black. Excuse me, West Point Gold looking to attack here. I'm sorry. I see Brian Cawthorn saying something about Max Lipton's scoring. I have no idea who this person is. I'm sorry, but Brian Cawthorn up there in the Northeast region. As West Point Gold unable to break through here, Ohio State University's goal stops in the backfield. Buckeyes now with the ball. I do apologize for the individual in the chat. I've never heard of this person. However, referee calls it 2. Looks like on number 14. Yep, that's a 2 for West Point Gold. Thank you all for tuning in. Now that we have a microphone, I can do a little bit of commentary. This is U.S. Army West Point Gold team versus the Ohio State University Scarlet here at the 2026 College National Championship here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I will be your MC and host for this match, Kurt Schaefer. I wish I had a backup. However, the kind gentlemen of OSU Great that are helping out to run this stuff are warming up their games soon. With that said, though, an absolute stunner of a match to start this one out. As Ohio State has a 6-goal lead on the Sportsbook's expected number 2, West Point Gold. West Point Gold finally getting a little bit of action on their offense there. So in the backfield now. Buckeyes running an overload play. Looking for an opening, can't find one. And the referee calls an offensive foul inside the circle. That'll go to Gold. Gold goes to their wing. Their wing takes that shot. Beautiful wing shot for West Point Gold. You definitely feel that Army is waking up here as the Buckeyes once again begin. Army has a tendency to move with a lot of speed. What I'll be looking for in this one is if Ohio State can play at a handballing level that can overcome Army's known physicality. Just like you see that there, Army locks up the OSU right back. The Buckeyes make a shift change. Looking, running an overload, and that'll be a turnover again. Gold on the run. Gold's winger down the line. Number 2 shoots, scores. And that lead at 6 just a minute ago shrinks to 3. This is certainly going to be one of the most storied games of this tournament. This guy's looking to redeem themselves after a first ever gold medal loss to the University of Pittsburgh. Buckeyes goalie stops it in the Trailblazer Conference. You see there is a floor worker out there fixing up. Looks like we had a little bit of an issue on the Ohio State goal line as referees call it dead for a second. As I do on every stream, I'd like to give a huge shout out to all of the teams and individuals who are doing what they can to help out. I'd like to give a big thank you, first and foremost, to the University of North Carolina State University for hosting us here in Raleigh. Also, big shout out to Ohio State University and North Carolina University, University of North Carolina, UNC. Both of them bought a whole lot of equipment, a whole lot of the players who are helping out here today. Other notable teams, of course, every team puts in something. Thank you to Air Force, SUNY Cortland, and Colorado State for providing us with some extra helpers. SUNY and Colorado State with the internship program. As we have here, Army in the backfield, slowing down, actually setting up a play. Don't see that often. Army goes in, driving, and that'll be called reset foul. That left wing for West Point's been deadly so far this game. Just sails that one slightly over the upright. Buckeye ball. And that'll stay at Ohio State's end. From the crowd, Austin Stewart asks, is there any sort of bracket? No, and for the best reason. So there was originally going to be a little bit of a bracket for the men's Division 2. However, for both men's Division 1 and men's Division 2, there are simply too many games for a full group stage into a single elimination knockout. So instead, the way this is going to work is, I believe this is correct. Although I'll have to check the schedule here at halftime and I'll fill you guys in if I'm wrong. Single elimination continuation knockout phase. So if you lose one game, you are no longer competing for gold. If you're no longer competing for gold, you will continue playing until you have sorted yourself into your specific ranking and position. Thank you to Austin Stewart AS for the kind words about the commentary. And Buckeyes in the backfield again. I have been relieved of my scorekeeping duties by the captain of OSU Gray, Alden Jordan, as he is sick and tired of me forgetting to actually push the button that says go. Buckeyes up midway through the first half here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Score currently sits at 10-6. West Point goal looking to score and gets the reset ball. Chatter from the box asking a few questions. Who is the favorite to win? Personally, and this comes with the note that I am an alumni of the Ohio State University. My prediction for the final medal count today, I guess for this weekend, I have West Point Black, West Point Gold, and Pittsburgh in that order. Now, with that said, obviously I'm a little biased. I would like the Buckeyes to win something here. We'll see if that happens. And looks like the Buckeyes are more than on their way to getting that job done. More chat from the box asking, what are the results? JMU, Auburn, and Miami, John Hopkins. Miami took the game from John Hopkins late last night. The score of 23-15. JMU Auburn finished up early this morning. Unfortunately, I was running on the stream and I didn't catch the score of that one. But just know those results will be posted as soon as we can have the time to do so. Buckeyes going to their wing. Can't break through. Down to the pivot. And West Point Gold to stop on that one. And Kiefer keeps it out. Some hard defense there in the middle by the Buckeyes. Some great goalkeeping. Keeps that ball out of the end zone. Ohio State searching. All in Ohio State. Did Scarlet beat West Point? She Black. No. Shot up on the box saying Ohio State beat West Point. Might it be women's? But no, the women's game is also lost. West Point has not dropped any points to Ohio State yet today, or yesterday, as West Point does take one in 7-10. Yes. So, okay. So some clarification for the crowd. This is the College National Championship Tournament. It involves 3 separate divisions. There's Men's Division 1, Men's Division 2, and Women's Division. Ohio State, West Point, and the University of North Carolina each have Division A teams, or Division 1 teams. West Point has 2 Division 1 teams, West Point Black and West Point Gold. Ohio State and UNC additionally each have a men's Division 2 team, Ohio State Gray and Tar Heels. We try to keep it simple, but at the end of the day, it's not. That's what I'm here to do, is explain it to you guys. As Ohio State is given a 2-minute, number 24 has to take a seat. We're getting the score clock updated for you guys here shortly. 25-minute halves here today in Raleigh, North Carolina, as Army takes the ball out. And look to the wing. That's a goal. Army West Point shrinks the lead to just 2 now, as Ohio State has to deal with that 2-minute. He called for a double dribble. It's like number 93 for the Buckeyes tried some trickery, tried to do a spin move. And the referee says too many steps. Army West Point is loving that wing shot so far, and they're getting it yet again. Lead now just one for the Buckeyes. Down to just five. Showman to sink one in on the wing. And referee calls Army West Point back, trying to get a fast break. Referee says no. West Point winger finally makes an error, steps out of bounds. And that's a timeout for Ohio State. Deep in the first half here at the Health and Wellness Center in Raleigh, North Carolina. Health and Wellness Recreation, one of those two. Here at North Carolina State University, Raleigh, North Carolina. Score currently sits at Ohio State 11, West Point Gold 9. Chatter from the box asking, West Point Black, although it starts with a B, is the A team. West Point Gold is the B team. Additionally, worth noting from the women's side of things, West Point once again has two teams, black and gold. So if you see West Point Black or West Point Gold, it is either men's A or women's. West Point does not have a representative men's B team here today. Sorry, for the B division. Division 2, there we go. I don't know why we decided to mix out the numerics, but we did. I score again. I think that's the first wing shot from that right or from that left wing for Ohio State I've seen today. Army relying on their left wing for most of their offense at this point. Can't break through that center line of Ohio State. Can't break through that goalie either. The Buckeyes stop it. And the ball sails wide. West Point retains possession, though, for a corner. And West Point finally having to break past that goal. Score is 10-13. 10-12. And the Buckeyes sink one upper 90 from the left back. Ohio State definitely feels like they're in control here going into halftime shortly. So the chat asks, have I worked in McDonald's? Of course I've worked in McDonald's. The greatest place on earth or something like that. This is not a paid advertisement. Scoring goals and he's a goal. In fourth here for these two teams. Looking near now to the end of the half. We've only got 25 minutes here in America. Ohio State looks for the break, or excuse me, West Point looks for a breakaway and they get it, but nothing to do there. And West Point called offensive foul for charging. A little bit of a fun story earlier this year. Ohio State University usually takes a spring break trip with the handball team, and they were able to visit Vicola, Macedonia, who one of the premier American handball podcasts, Shooting Straight, actually co-hosted by the Ohio State University head coach and a fan from out in Chicagoland. Go ahead and check it out there on streaming podcast, Spotify, Shooting Straight podcast, and handball podcast. Really great time. Apparently was had over there. Something having to do with an ultras group, a town square, and fake tickets that might have been real tickets, but totally weren't real tickets the whole time. You do.
Test, 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 test. There we go.
We just have to reactivate it every like
I
30
don't know.
seconds. That's crazy.
Now this thing also just popped me up, so that could be. Earlier I just unplugged it too. All right, does this mic sound any better now?
Lviv в Македония как одете. Ja sam Hrvat, nije Macedonski. Austin Stewart from the box asking, do I need to start a club here? Yes. Yes, you do. I'd say right now about 95% of all college clubs in the United States are at this tournament, if not straight up 100%. Please, like, I would personally help you. My email is Kurt Schaefer, KURT.SHAFFER at usahandball.org. If you want to start a handball club and you are a college student, please reach out to us. We exist to help you do that. And we'll start here at the second half. Buckeyes with the ball up top. Is handball big in Macedonia? That is a great question.
What? What? Scored. Oh, the score one's here. That one's just me. Oh, phone charging.
Sarebbe samo bitno i na drugom mestu. Y'all gonna pay me? Brother, no, this is college handball. Max Lippman offering $1,000 to start a club. Go for it. Go crazy. Jay Meckling says, "Glory, glory, Ohio State." Here's at least one more Buckeye has entered the chat. And West Point Suns going through there. Lowers that thin Ohio State lead to just a little thinner. Both these teams off to a hot start here in the second half. Ohio State, not necessarily surprising. They're a very qualified squad that first half, but definitely some trends they want to continue there as West Point draws a foul.
So 16, 16, 15, 14. 16, 14. Oh, it's you. 16, 16, 14.
They were able to capitalize on a strong move by their left back, number 15. West Point good now with a chance to equalize this one. First time it feels like in most of the game so far. And that'll do it right there. Up as much as 6. Ohio State's lead is now collapsed to just 0. Buckeyes starting with the ball. Goes down to the pivot. And yes, referee will call that as a West Point defensive foul. 7-meter for Ohio State. The Buckeyes sink that one to take the lead back. West Point Gold responding quickly. Ohio State giving up crosswind, and West Point Gold will punish them. The Buckeyes take the lead back. Or excuse me, as West Point Gold takes the lead for the first time this half, and I believe the first time since the very start of this game. Buckeyes equalize. West Point Gold, always the most physical side besides their counterparts black. So they're able at this point to simply outrun Ohio State. West Point Gold with the lead again. And that one bounces off the crossbar. The referee awards Ohio State with a reset. West Point Gold foul. So, question from the crowd, or some interest from the crowd. In the event that there is let's call it a light defensive foul, so nothing serious. Just like in basketball, there's a reset of play. Unlike basketball, however, there is no bonus. There is no extra reward for the offense. There's nothing. It's just a simple restart of play from the line. And West Point Gold takes one back there. West Point Gold with a 2-goal lead going midway into the second half. And Ohio State able to respond quickly. Guys, punishing West Point Gold to retie the game. So a great pivot shot there. West Point center back able to fly through there over the Buckeye line. You can start to feel the game starting to set in. Both of these teams understand the implications of their own team winning. The national championship system here today is a little odd, a little different than usual. But doesn't matter what system you're playing, single elimination, double elimination. If you win, you win. Both these teams are very aware of that fact as they are chasing a medal. I'd say of the 4 teams most likely to get something in this tournament, you've got OSU Scarlet, West Point Gold. And additionally, you have UNC and West Point Black. In fact, I would even throw in Pittsburgh to that. 5 teams facing 3 goals. 2 are going to walk away unhappy. Who's it going to be? So Ohio State tries another pivot goal there, unable to make it happen. And the ball will stay in Buckeyes' end. He says that Buckeyes stepped in, unable to capitalize. Turning up the mic a little bit more. I've received private information that the microphone system is not working too well. I'm going to put that on operator failure. As I stated earlier in this match, thank you to the Ohio State University as well as the University of North Carolina for helping out, providing so much supplies and support during these tournaments. I myself have no experience with this kind of equipment, so almost certainly more on me than it is on these guys. As the Buckeyes pull off a cheeky wing cross, and just like that, CB's standing shot. Ohio State lowers the lead back to 1. Ohio State so far has been unable to play one of their players, Noah Gombas, due to the referees ruling him out for his protective eyewear, saying he was not protective enough. You do have to wonder how much that affects him. Noah plays a very mean pivot and very mean CB role.
Yeah, I know my teams. Yeah, I know my teams. Yeah, I've seen him play a bit of. I played bit with him. We were teammates in Vegas. So
He was playing everything.
he was playing everything.
Yeah, definitely some questions for the referee after that game. Especially if the Buckeyes do go down here. The box is asking, is the winner of this game going to win it all? Really what you're going to be able to find out is by following the tournament. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook at USATH_CNC. That's USA Team Handball College National Championship. I don't do bets. I do not have a sports book. I do not like Las Vegas. West Point Gold goes ahead by 2. I will say this much. Army West Point Black is undefeated 17 years straight. Not undefeated, sorry. Is the winner 17 years straight. Take with that information as you will. Guys, number 23 with number 93 with a very nasty shot off of a jump fake dribble through.
Chris Chi from Taiwan.
Chris Chi from Taiwan. Misheard my helper guy here. I thought he said Chief Keith from Taiwan. I was very confused for a second. I'm okay with some nicknames, but that just feels odd. Just as famous, in fact, over there. Buckeyes stop that goal. West Point still with the ball, though. West Point going out. Left wing. Sinks it. West Point's left winger was no well the entirety of that first half. I'm surprised he's been so quiet thus far, but right there he gets his strikes back. And she, unfortunately, straight to the goalie. Oh, Buckeye interception. Buckeyes counterattacking. And the center back slows it down. Excuse me, the winger slows it down, feeds the center back. And Ohio State with a timeout before the shot. That score is correct, I'm being told, that we're seeing on screen there. West Point Gold 25, Ohio State University 22. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Macedonians and Americans alike, we've got plenty of action for you with the entirety of the rest of the day. Every game that we have coming up for you should be streamed live
Unless you
on our YouTube page at USATH_CNC. That's the USA Team Handball College National Championship. Find a link to our Instagram find a link to our YouTube on our Instagram, same link. Follow us at both for the most up-to-date information that we can put out for you guys on everything going on here this weekend in Hawaii. World of American Handball coming up. We've got the U.S. Open Championship in lovely, sunny, easy breezy Bettendorf, Iowa. That'll be the weekend of May 15th. That's going to include a men's adult, women's adult leagues. We have Club Elite, Club Open for men's. We have Women's Open. And additionally, this year, we have the NACHC qualifiers going on as well. So tune on in to those. You can follow us at USA Team Handball. We're going to be launching a separate Instagram page for Club Opens as well. Of course, that page would be kind of like the college Open or college national championship would be. As the Buckeyes managed to close the gap. Actually, no. Referee calls that one dead. Ohio State searching for something. West Point goalie says you're not going to find it here.
Yeah, so
6:59 is about 18. 19 on the dot.
That's another goal for West Point Gold here. Getting ever so closer to closing this one out. For those watching at home, a general rule of thumb for handball, Buckeye goal. General rule for handball is 1 minute per goal differential. That gives you 30 seconds to stop your opponent's attack and 30 seconds to score. With 25-minute halves, the closer we get, the closer and closer that rule starts to come into play, and the Buckeyes have to get a little bit more creative here on offense if they want to stay alive. West Point giving up a slicing hit on the Ohio State winger there. Buckeyes would go to the line for a 7. And that is kept out by West Point Gold's goalie. But the ball stays Ohio State's end. Buckeyes go for a very open, very good wing shot. West Point Gold's keeper able to get there just in time. The West Point Gold with a comfortable 4-point lead going into just 5 minutes left in this game. The door is not shut on Ohio State here today, but it is closing. Buckeyes with quite a lot of relief on that one as the shot goes wide. And the Buckeyes know the lead there. West Point comfortable holding that ball in possession if Ohio State's not going to pressure them. Cheeky CB standing shot. West Point goes up again, 4 points. Buckeyes looking. Can't get past West Point's defense. And that Ohio State offensive play ends in a straight shot at the goalie. West Point. That shot goes wide. And that'll be Buckeye ball. That horn that was not for this game. That was not for this game. Time is around accurate here. About 3 minutes left now. So Ohio State number 6 able to break through with a beautiful torso shot there from the goalie. Can't keep it out. Buckeyes within 3. West Point ball. Ohio State starts to apply some pressure. West Point looks for the wing shot, not able to find it. And that's a double dribble. Ohio State with possession, takes the ball north. Ohio State down to the pivot, and that's an Ohio State goal. 2 minutes with, 2-goal lead with 3 minutes left. This game is alive. These last 3 minutes or so, Ohio State is playing with a lot of life. West Point missed a shot. If Ohio State can hold them here, or if they can miss it, this will be interesting. And the Buckeyes able to keep that ball out. And referee timeout. Ball goes over the, you can't really see him there, but behind the goals, there's a balcony. So the ball goes out over the balcony. And that'll be a timeout. And that game is back on.
28-26, you're up.
And ball stays at Ohio State's end. 2 minutes 30 left. And that ball just goes too wide. Down to just 1 minute 30 left. Here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Ohio State interception. And although the goal goes in, the referee correctly calls that OSU player in the line. I saw it here. The referee could see it there. And West Point goal sinks that one. I hate to be the bearer of bad news for all the Buckeye fans out there, but I believe that is all she wrote. West Point, counterattack again, catches the ball. They stepped out. Ohio State, desperation now, trying to stay alive. Goal sends that one over, and that's West Point's ball. West Point just piling it on now. As this game enters its last few seconds. And there we have it there. There we have it there. Okay. Men's first division. West Point Gold 30. Ohio State University 26. You can tell for certain West Point. Army's going to be pretty happy with that result. Ohio State had a lot of life in that one. Just wasn't able to bring it home. My name is Kurt Schaefer. I've been your host today. We are going to go ahead and get the next round of streams up and running. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will